Hello, how are you? This is Nikita again with Expressive Boutique. So today I wanted to discuss with you the steps that should be taken when starting a business. If you were able to watch the previous video that I posted, it was just a vlog video after I'd come home from the bank. I told you that we went to the bank to open a business checking account, and it took us 3 hours. So I wanted to share some information that we discovered at the bank in relation to why it took us 3 hours. Did not know this information before we went to the bank. And then also just to give you sort of a step-by-step and a little discussion about each step to help you hopefully in your journey to starting, not only if you're starting a boutique, but if you're starting a business in general. I do want to give a disclaimer as always. I am not an attorney. I am not a CPA. I do not work for the state of Tennessee or any other state. I do have some experience just based off of work that I've done at previous employment, and then what I've done or what we've done for businesses that we have started before the boutique. So if that sounds like it's something interesting to you and like it would be helpful, then please come back and join me, and we'll delve into what steps should be taken when starting a business. And we're back. So first, what you want to do is decide what you're passionate about, right? So before you even do the business checking account, come up with a name, file for your EIN and all of that, you have to decide what you're going to do for your business. It's been said that whatever it is that you are really passionate about and whatever it is you would do for free is a great start for a business idea. Whether this is just going to be something you're doing for a side hustle, or if this is something that you're hoping will grow and replace your main job, you have to decide what it is you're going to do, because there's no sense in starting a business doing something that's the newest fad, or maybe it's a multi-level marketing company, if you're not going to stick with it and help it grow, right? So once you decided what your passion is and what it is you're going to do, then you move on to the next step. So just to give us something to work with, we're going to say you're going to start a dog grooming business called Susie's Doggies or something. So let me write that down so I won't forget the name. Susie's Doggies, okay? So that's our pretend business, right? So Susie has decided that she's passionate about dog grooming. So she's going to start a dog grooming business, and we're going to put Susie in Nashville, Tennessee, because that's where I am. Every state is different, and I don't have the information for your particular state, but I can tell you what you would do if you were in a city like Nashville, state like Tennessee, okay? All right, so once you decided that you're going to do a business, Susie has to come up with a company name. So I already said she came up with Susie's Doggies, right, for her pet grooming business. So once she's come up with the name, the next thing that you're going to want to do is, I actually have on the list, get your EIN number. But actually what you want to do before you get your EIN number is go to your state website and check and see if
that's why I cut the audio out of my makeup video.
Huh? No, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to hold it, do whatever you gotta do to hold it. That's a good. You can't hit her walk like that. It's only something.
That's why I cut the audio out of my makeup video.
Huh? No, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna have to hold it, do whatever you gotta do to hold it.
So once you come up with the name, you want to be sure that no one else has the name. But even before you get to that part, you want to figure out, so you've come up with the name. Are you going to be a sole proprietorship? A sole proprietorship is basically you being the business. It's a sole proprietorship. It's not just you being a sole owner. It's you being the business, right? So you don't have, there's no, so once you come up with the name, you want to be sure that no one else has the name. But even before you get to that part, you want to figure out, so you've come up with the name. Are you going to be a sole proprietorship? A sole proprietorship is basically you being the business. It's a sole proprietorship. It's not just you being a sole owner. It's you being the business, right? So you don't have, there's no, so you decide if you're going to be sole prop LLC incorporated. We're going to say, for the sake of this, because it's modeling what I've gone through, that Susie's Doggies is going to be an LLC. So it's going to be Susie's Doggies LLC. So she's got her name. So the next thing that you're going to want to do, before you even get your EIN number, you really need to check with your state. So Susie's going to do an LLC. So she's going to go to her state website. She's going to check to see if that name is already taken by someone in her state. If the name is already taken by someone in her state, then she'll need to come up with another name and check to see if it's available. For the sake of this, we're going to say she went to her state website, which will be in Tennessee. It is tn.gov. She's going to go to the business services section. She's going to find the section to be able to type in the name and check to see if it's already taken. So it's available. Okay, so great. The name is available, Susie's Doggies LLC. So then she's going to go to irs.gov and she's going to file for her EIN number. Obtaining your EIN number is free. I believe there are some people who go through services to get an EIN number because maybe the task is daunting because you have to go through the IRS to get it. But that is actually free and you can do it yourself. All you have to do is follow the prompts. For an LLC, you do have to file a form if you want to be considered, and please verify this information. Just don't take what I'm saying again to heart. You know, be sure that if you need to check with an attorney or a CPA or whatever, please do so. I'm just giving you an overview information just to help you get started. But if you want to be considered a discarded entity, and usually that's just if you have more than one member of your LLC. If it's a sole member LLC, I don't believe you have to be considered a discarded entity, but we're going to say for Susie's sake that she's a sole member and she doesn't have to be considered a discarded entity. If you do have to be considered a discarded entity, and basically what it is just your status with the federal government. I believe for if you have more than two people, so you have like it's a partnership basically, what you want to do is be notated as an S corp with the federal government, and I'll verify this information and put it in the description box just to let you know. But and again, please do your own research as well to verify for your state. Well, now this is federal government, but verify before you file for yourself. But you have to file a form, and I can't remember the form number, but you have to file a form with the government in like 60 days in order to have your entity recognized as this certain entity, so you won't be basically like charged certain taxes, or so you won't be in a certain tax class based on your business, your LLC business. Again, please feel free to verify the information, and I'll try to be sure to put in the description box a better description of what I'm stating, or at least what I could do is put the link to irs.gov to give you more information on that if you have an LLC that's going to be a partnership, or if you're a sole member. So if we're going to say for Susie's Doggies LLC's sake that she is a sole member and doesn't have to file that additional form. Okay, so she goes through the process. She answers all the questions. She designates what type of LLC she is, what type of business she's going to be doing, and then she clicks send or submit. You're going to get the letter with your EIN number right then. It's not even something like it's 24 hours later. You're going to get it right then, unless there's some issues. If there's some issues, then you won't get the letter at that time. You may have to file another form or something, but it just depends on what the situation is. So normally you would get it right then. You have the letter, save it to your desktop. Don't walk away from the computer, don't just let the letter pop up and just leave it. Be sure that you save that, because you're going to need that, and this is going to be the beginning of your paper trail for your business. So now that you have the EIN number, then you're going to want to go to your state website to register the name. Again, this is an LLC. If you're a sole prop, you do not have to register your business with the state of Tennessee. Now, I don't know about other states. I'm not very sure about it. If you're a sole proprietorship, if you have to register your name with the state, you should check with your Secretary of State check with your state's Secretary of State. You just go to, say you live in Alabama, go to Uncle Google and put in ALSOS and hit enter. And the first link that pops up should say something regarding the Alabama Secretary of State. Just go on the website. You can try to navigate it yourself to find information, or you can just scroll all the way down to the bottom or look at the top, go to contact us, find the number for general information, and call the state and ask them, hey, I'm starting a business, I'm a sole proprietorship, do I need to register my assumed name with the state? And they will let you know, yay or nay. So again, this is a LLC that we're discussing. So Susie's Doggies LLC, she's going to have to register with the state. In the state of Tennessee, the fee to register an LLC is $300. So she's going to go through the process of doing this online. You could go down to the state, to your state, and file the paperwork at your state. Again, that's something you may want to call them to find out how that works, or you could just file the paperwork online. So in the state of Tennessee, you have the option of filing online. You go through all of the questions, you answer everything, you put in your contact information, you go and you pay the $300, and guess what happens? Right then and there, you get an acknowledgement letter, and you get an acknowledgement letter. And there's another form that you get, and I can't remember exactly what it is. Sorry about that. I don't have them in front of me. But you go ahead and at that very moment, print the acknowledgement letter. And you can print it to save it to your desktop as a PDF, or print it to actually print on your printer. Because if you navigate away from that page, once you've paid and the link comes up for you to print it, they will charge you in the state of Tennessee. I don't know about anybody else, but in the state of Tennessee, they charge you $20 to get a copy of that form. You just paid $300. Don't give the state another $20. Just take your time. Don't rush it. Go slow. Pay attention to what you're doing. Print that form either out physically or print it as a PDF and save it to your desktop. Again, you're creating your paper trail for your business. So once you've created your business with the state, you have your documentation, then you go to your county clerk. So in Nashville, the city, and Davidson County, the county, are together. So you go to the county clerk. So you go to the county clerk and you fill out their application and you pay your $30. Again, this is in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not exactly sure how everyone else does. I mentioned this before, I think in like the introduction video for my channel, that for some states, I've seen some individuals state that for California, or at least for Los Angeles or wherever they are in California, that they have to put a notice in the newspapers stating that they've started a business. Don't know anything about that, because you don't have to do it in Nashville. You just go to the county clerk, you pay $15 for the license for you being in the city, and $15 for you having a business in the county, $30 total. They give you your business permit that you can put up in your store if you have a brick and mortar. You can put it up on your wall if you're doing your business out of your home, but you have the business license, because you're going to need that when you start to open your accounts or whatever else you need to do. So now you've registered with the state. You got let's go back. So you've decided what you're going to do. She's going to do pet grooming. She's coming with her name, which is Susie's Doggies LLC, which she checked with the Secretary of State website and make sure no one else in the state has that name. Then she's going to file her EIN with the legal business name. And then she's going to register with the Secretary of State with the legal business name. And this is just a side note. Whatever you do with your business name, that's how you need to put it on all your documentation. So for Susie's Doggies LLC, Susie's, if she's got apostrophe in her name, if she's using a comma after doggies, and if she's using L.C. that's how she needs to register with the state, and then that's how she needs to put her name on any applications that she fills out with vendors. Okay, that's just a side note. That's a free 99 for you to know. So she's got her documentation from the state. Now, after you've gotten that, you're going to want to open a business checking account. I recommend that you do this because you don't want to mix your personal money with your business money. If you're still working a 9-to-5, you really don't want, even if you're supplementing your income with this business, you don't want to mix the two, because you're going to have to pay taxes on the business income, and you want to be able to see really actually what you made, so you can be sure that you put the exact numbers on your tax return when you file your taxes. Again, I am not a CPA, I am not an attorney, and I do not work for the state, nor do I work for the IRS. I'm just giving you information that I've gleaned over the years, and I'm sharing it with you just in case you need to know when you're starting your business. So it's highly recommended that you do open a business account. So this is where it comes in, of why we were at the while we were at the bank, for 3 hours today. So we're going to say that Susie's, the name of the legal entity or the legal business name for her business is Susie's Doggies LLC. But then Susie decided she wanted to do a DBA because she's decided that she may do something else besides just the pet grooming. So the legal business name is Susie's Doggies LLC. She's decided she's going to have a DBA of Susie's Pet Grooming. So it's going to be Susie's Doggies LLC, DBA Susie's Pet Grooming. Okay, so let's write that down. Susie's Pet Grooming. So for us, when we went to the bank today, we have a legal business name. Well, we also have a DBA for Expressive Boutique. So we decided we were going to open the account. We're going to put the DBA name on the account so that we can have it on the debit card and whatnot when we go to purchase clothing for our business. Well, we were told that in order to do that, they needed documentation from the Secretary of State stating that the DBA name is legally tied to the legal name that we have chosen for our business and to the umbrella for our business, basically. We had no idea that we needed additional documentation. So it was becoming frustrating because they were saying, well, you have to fill this form out, get a cashier's check, and mail it in. But praise be to God, I have experience as a credit analyst. And one of my jobs as a credit analyst, one of my responsibilities as a credit analyst was to review applications that came in to the companies that I've worked for. I had to go to the Secretary of State to verify information, and I had to file certain things based on, information in the credit line that people wanted. Okay, that's just a little background to let you know how I know what I ended up doing. So I said, hold on, sweetheart. I said, girl, we don't have to fill that form out and get a cashier's check, because then we would have to wait another week for the state to process it. We're going to go online and we're going to file this form. So what did I do? I called the Tennessee Secretary of State. I went to the website. I scrolled down to the bottom. I clicked on that number on my Android phone. It popped up. I hit the little call symbol on my phone, and I asked the lady, I said, this is what the bank is saying. Can I fill this form out online? She said, you sure can. I said, can you tell me how to get there? She said, of course. And she gave me step-by-step instructions on how to get there. Once I hung up from her, I went back on my phone. I did exactly what she told me to do. I found everything I needed. I inputted the information. I filed the form. I said, I asked the loan officer, I said, now what is your email address? She gave it to me, and guess what I did? I emailed her the form right from my phone. We didn't have to get a cashier's check, which would have been a cost. We didn't have to leave and wait another week. We sat right there and was able to complete our business, but it took us 3 hours to do it because the bank did not know how to respond to whether or not we needed we needed to complete the additional form for our account to be created. and we were there from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So what I'm telling you is that before you go to the bank, if you know that you not only have this LLC, but you also have a DBA, contact your bank to ask them what documentation they're going to need to open your account. Even if you don't have a DBA, you know what bank you want to go to, call them. Speak with one of the loan officers and ask them, what information do you need, or the manager of the bank, what information do I need to bring in to start my bank account? Whether you have a corporation, whether you're an Inc., whether you're a corp, or whether you're LLC, find out what information you need so that you won't have to sit there for 5 hours. It's a little exaggeration, but sit there for 3 hours to do something that should have really just taken an hour. So that is the big thing that happened with the. Okay, so once you have done that, then the next thing that you may want to do is create your website and your social media. If you haven't already done that, some people, once they've decided they're going to have this business and this is what they're going to do, they go ahead and create their social media. I do suggest that you at least check with your Secretary of State website to be sure that the name is not already taken before you create your social media, because you don't want to create the social media then find out that there's somebody in the state that already has that business name, because then you're going to have to change everything. So just be sure that the name is not there, and you could go ahead and create your social media, your email address, etc. Also, back to the bank account. You can get checks for your account. What we discovered is to get checks for the business account is very expensive. I think she said it's like $200 something. I was like, that's okay, but we don't need any checks. We're not gonna pay anybody with checks anyway. When we order the items that we're gonna use for that we're gonna sell in the boutique, it's gonna be either online or it's gonna be in person. They take a debit card, or we may have to pay cash. It's whatever. I'm not gonna use checks anyway. So you can keep those. We just need a debit card with the legal business name, the umbrella legal business name, and the DBA name, the assumed name. There was something else I wanted to share with you, and I cannot remember. That's so sad. What it was, and I think, the email address. So there's been said for the email address that some people feel that it's unprofessional for you to have like a Gmail extension or what's the other one? Yahoo, Hotmail, whatever extension. We have a Gmail. We use Gmail for our email. Do what is best for your business, because when you have what's called a professional email, which basically would be like, for this example of Susie's Doggies or Susie's Pet Grooming, she could get an email that says info@susiespetgrooming.com, right? So that extension, the susiespetgrooming.com, she would have to pay a service to basically host that email, right? So don't feel that your business is unprofessional if you use Gmail. So instead of having the professional email, she uses susiespetgrooming@gmail.com. Don't feel that it's unprofessional. Do what's best for you and your business, because you do have to pay for that. I think I heard someone say on one video that one email hosting service is $5 a month. You have to do your research to see, and then you have to decide, do you have, and it may be like, oh my God, $5, whatever, I can do that. But when you're just starting out and you have to buy supplies for your business and you have to do advertising, you have to get flyers and business cards, that $5 per month may take a chunk out of what already may be a slim investment. And if you have a slim investment, that doesn't mean you don't need to do the business. It just means that you may have to pinch a couple of pennies. So $5 a month, you could save that $5 and use it to reinvest into your business. And then when you have the $5 to spare, then you can get the professional email. And that's nothing wrong with that, because in another video, we could discuss what you do if you happen to get a professional email and you're using a Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo email, how you switch it over and how you let your customers know, hey, I've got a new email address. And I do recommend that if you have to use a Gmail, Hotmail, whatever, I would use Gmail. I think that it's more popular and people may trust it more because it's associated with Google. But that's all I have. If you have any questions about anything that I've discussed, if I was talking too fast and you're like, oh my gosh, I couldn't get that, just please let me know. Feel free to leave a comment, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. as we continue to go on our journey, and I pick up things, I learn things, I will share them with you because I think that it's pertinent. I appreciate all those other YouTubers who shared their information and their experiences, and I just wanted to share mine because what happened today is not something I heard anyone else say. So I wanted to share that information to you. Please always do your own research. Ask questions of those individuals in your town and in your state to find out exactly what you need to do, because everyone's situation is unique. There are some things that are generalized across the board, across the 50 states, and then there's some things that are just specific for your state and your town where you live, and you really need to get that information so you won't have to sit at the bank for 3 hours opening a business checking account. I hope that, again, this information has been beneficial to you. And if you notice, I have a shirt on with Express It Boutique. I did this myself. I did. Yes. It is so awesome to be able to transition into other things based on the skills that you previously had. If you're interested in getting an Express It Boutique t-shirt for yourself, please leave a comment and let me know. If you have any questions, again, you can leave them in the comments below, or you can always email us at expressitboutique@gmail.com. And Express It is spelled XPRESS, and the IT is on Express. It's like one word. So until next time, be blessed and happy shopping.